What's going on, everybody? This is your fellow paisano, Rino Zaurini, with my fellow paisan, Mr. Santino, in the house. Welcome to my channel, Soccer Forever per Sempre Calcio. Now let's take care of business, shall we, Santino?
Absolutely. Let's get the show started.
Well, we're going to start talking about the Coppa Italia and everything. So, we start from the Inter game all the way down, and then we'll bring our thoughts what's going on with the Serie A and all the drama that is going on.
Yep.
What do you think? I appreciate you have lots to talk about, my friend. So
it's gonna be a busy show. It's gonna be a busy show. Busy show, stasera, buddy.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. Lots to talk about, even in our hand, about the Juventus situation. But let's start with the first games that became with the Coppa Italia. Inter versus Atalanta. 1-0 for Inter. A nice goal from Matteo Darmian. Good performance. I did not expect Atalanta. I don't know. Something went wrong. Well, what are your thoughts about that game? Then I do mine.
Yeah, Inter were at home. They got the job done. Darmian scored a nice goal.
Oh yeah.
I think now they're in the semifinals. They're gonna play. I think they're gonna play us.
Yeah, against you.
So that's gonna be. It's gonna be 2 games though, eh?
Yeah. In home. Yeah, a casa, fuori casa.
Yeah. See.
2 legs.
So I hope Juve win, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Inter did what they had to do. They're at home. I think the better team won. And that's it.
Well, yeah. Well, even though they didn't have Skriniar, they played good defense. Even though afterwards, Gasperini, he put what's those 2 good players? What's that guy's name? I always forget that guy's name. Lutman and Højlund. Yeah, he put them in the second half. They tried to score, but with Inter's defense, it was impossible.
Yeah, they did.
Even though they didn't have Skriniar, so they still managed to win the game.
Yeah, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, even Lukaku, it was 50-50, but at least he's playing. It's not like somebody that we know that is not technically playing.
Yeah, Lukaku, I don't know what's going on with him. He's not having a good year, but maybe he's still hurt. I don't know. Maybe he's not in shape. Right now, I'm not impressed with Lakaka, whatever the fuck he calls himself.
But I'm just saying, I don't want to be mean. At least he's been playing here and there, not like somebody that we know, Mr. Pogba. We'll get to him later. We have Mario Romeo said something. I'm grateful our Juven has allowed me to dream of us hosting a trophy this season. It will be sweet to beat Inter, I think he meant. Not best Inter, but yeah. Well, let's hope so too. We'll get to Juve after, my friend. Yeah, he's from Toronto, this guy, so he's a big Juventino.
You're not a Leaf fan, are you?
So you have nothing to add to the Gasperini, the Atalanta. And
pretty straightforward. 1-0, Darmian with the goal.
Okay,
good.
what are your thoughts about Inzaghi and Gasperini in this game? What can Inzaghi improve? And Gasperini. I don't know about Gasperini.
He played Catenaccio, it looked like here. Leaf fan also. Mario, you're not going to like me, buddy. I'm a die-hard Boston Bruins fan.
Oh, boy, here we go.
We'll get into that later, though.
Yeah, we'll leave it at the end.
Inzaghi played Catenaccio, so for me, you got to pop in 2-3 goals. You can't rely on Catenaccio because we know sometimes it bites you in the ass.
That's what happened to us yesterday and most of the Italian teams.
So he can improve better offense. He's got to get his top guys scoring. Lukaku, Lautaro, Barella, Correa.
Yeah, but Correa, I don't like him.
You can't rely 1-0, buddy. It's going to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, Mario says.
Okay, Mario. Now you scored some points. Now I like you. I like you again.
Maybe you guys might live close by. I don't know.
I've been to Boston many, many times, Mario, lots of times to watch
Yeah.
Bruins and Red Sox.
Well, you guys from Toronto. It's funny. Okay, to the next game. Before I go to the next game, what do you think about Gasperini? It's up and down with that guy. I don't know about that guy.
Atalanta is a funny team, eh? Sometimes you see them, they score 5, 6 goals, and then sometimes they shit the bed. So they're not consistent, but when they're on, buddy, they're fucking tough to beat, buddy. They
I know.
score,
I was
score,
surprised
and
with
score.
Inter, but la palla è tonda, right? So
All is round, exactly.
I hope we do.
He's a good coach, Gasparini. I'd like to have Gasparini.
Yeah, I like him too.
He's a good coach.
Yeah, Mario. I hope we demolish Inter. Well, buddy, we'll see,
Me
man.
too, Mario. Me too, buddy.
We'll get into you after. Don't worry. Okay, the next game there was Fiorentina versus Torino. Did you watch that game, Paisan?
I didn't watch it, but 1-0 Fiorentina, no?
No, 2-1.
2-1. Oh,
Yeah, for
okay.
Fiorentina.
Okay. Jovic
Uh,
scored, I think, right?
yeah,
Jovic.
Luka Jovic, and Joan Icon scored.
Yeah.
And then
Ah,
from Torino, Caramano.
I like Fiorentina, buddy. So I got no issues with that game, and they're not doing good in the Campionato. So for the Coppa Italia, as they
Eh,
gotta go as far as they can. So that's good for them. I like Fiorentina.
yeah, I like Fiorentina. I like the coach too, Italiano. He's
Me too. Me too.
he's good. Just this year and last year after Vlahovic joined Juventus, it was a little bit up and down, but he still has good quality to put in the players. You know what I mean? Even what's that guy's name from Torino? Juric or something?
Yeah, the coach.
Yeah, the coach. Yeah,
Yeah, he's good too.
he's good. I like him. So they're on the semifinal. Fiorentina. Then this was an interesting one. Roma and Cremonese, buddy. That was
Yeah,
pretty shocking to see
Roma lost
Roma
2-1.
2-1 for Cremonese.
Cremonese.
I was shocked. Even
Well,
Dybala was playing the second half. I don't know what's going on there, buddy.
what happened there was Mourinho he got ahead of himself. He thought he could play the B team. He played a
Yeah.
lot of players off La Panchina. And then he started to panic when Cremonese was leading, and he put the stars in the second half. Unfortunately, too little, too late, buddy.
I know. I think Mourinho doesn't have what it takes. I'm sorry to say because, like the Napoli game, he played well, but for some stupid mistake, he should have to be like complimented Cremonese. Like they managed to beat Napoli at the penalty shots, and now they managed to beat in home with Roma. So we gotta give these kids credit, especially Ballardini, the coach. Good job.
Cremonese is doing good in the Coppa Italia, buddy. They're doing very well.
Yeah.
Who they
And
got?
it's the
Who they play next?
well, they're gonna play again for the Coppa Italia semifinal with Fiorentina, bro.
Yeah, I think that's where it ends. I think Fiorentina. You know what? Fiorentina's gonna go to the final. That's my prediction, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I think about. Who knows about Cremonese? These guys have been shocking us. So,
We'll
per
see.
la palla è tonda, right?
That's right.
Okay, I think everybody's waiting for the main event. So we get into Juventus. Juventus versus Lazio. They played yesterday. What are your thoughts, Mr. Santino? Now I give you my 2 cents.
I don't know, buddy. I wasn't too impressed. I'm happy they won, but I watched it. I don't know. Vlahovic didn't do much.
Well,
He,
he tried. He gave 2 headers.
yeah, I mean, he's not 100% yet. He hasn't. I think that was the first game he started
Yeah,
since
he still had a
October.
little bit of grinta. Like I was
Yeah.
happy about Chiesa. He didn't score, poor guy, but
Yeah, but I think Juve could have created more chances. They could have been more dominant. It was a nice goal by Bremer,
yeah.
but I wasn't impressed by Chiesa. I wasn't impressed by Vlahovic. I don't know. They played okay, but I think they could have done better. You know what I mean?
Well, as Mario is saying, which he agrees with me, Lazio didn't play that well either. Like Lazio dominated Milan, and with us, they didn't play that great.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I was happy with the win, but I feel like Juve could have did a little bit better. Um, Vlahovic, Chiesa, Locatelli, Kostic. Kostic had a nice shot there. The goalie got his fingertips.
Costa did well. Let's leave how they play. Like I agree, Allegri style, it's caca whatsoever. But like I said in my last video, as long they win, I know they could have done more, but we gotta give credit to Chiesa, Fagioli, Miretti. The second half, he played very well, bro.
Yeah, tre punti, 3 punti. A win is a win.
Yeah,
You know,
you're at the semi-final for the Coppa
so
Italia.
you got to look at it like that. Lazio's not an easy team, eh? It's tough.
That's what I'm saying. But yesterday they weren't that great. I don't know what happened. I was kind of
You got to give credit to Juve's defense too, right? Lazio.
yeah 3. I hope to see a 4-3-3 with you because the 3-5-2 in Europe they're gonna demolish us, man. Even with the tough teams. And Lazio, Immobile wasn't that great. Milinkovic-Savic, he almost missed. He did 2 beautiful shots, even though he came in the second half. With Sarri, it's up and down,
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was more pissed off about your buddy there, La Numero 10 there.
Pogba? Hey, you're not the only one pissed off. I am too, but a lot of Juventini, they help him. So they defend him. They still defend. They still believe in this guy. I have no words. I've been telling you since we got this guy, and here's your answer.
Buddy, I've been watching Serie A for almost 30 years, buddy. 30 years.
Yeah, same.
Do you know I've never seen in my life, I never seen a player like Pogba so much injury prone. The guy has not played not even 1 minute. Not even 1 minute he stepped on the field this year for Juve. You know how many times he's had relapsed and injured and surgery, and then he's ready, and then he gets injured again. Then he's going to, on the papers, they say he's going to play. Then he doesn't play. Then he gets injured again. Buddy, this guy's too much now.
Well, I told you at the beginning. You didn't believe me.
Buddy. I never seen this before in my life. Enough is enough. Get this fucking Morte di Vam and get them. No. Like, I'm serious. Take this Morte di Vam and I'll drive him to the fucking airport myself. Send him back to fucking France because I've had enough now. Enough is enough.
No, I believe you. Same here, man. But I've been telling you this at the beginning since we got it. Nobody believed me. Like, he wasn't playing well with Man United, man.
You're psychic. You knew he was going to do this. Come on.
No, but still, I'm not saying that to this point that he hasn't been playing, but come on, bro. We should have get somebody else. No more Minestre Riscaldata.
This fucking guy's too much, man. He's a walking band-aid. It's too much. I've never seen this before in my life. I've been watching, like I said, I've been watching for 30 years. I've never seen a walking band-aid like this in my life.
Never mind the bullshit. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's like I said, I'm not happy too. Then people defend him. People defend him in the Italian chat I'm with.
I defended him too, but now enough. I had enough, buddy. I had enough. I can't defend him no more. Can't defend somebody who doesn't even fucking play.
Yes, we're paying for nothing.
Yeah.
But as rumors are saying, they probably might take him out this contract. Maybe, I don't know.
Hopefully.
We'll see what Mario has to say. Vlahovic hopefully comes back in form. I think the bigger test will be against Inter. Pogba, nightmare won't end. I wanted to believe he'd score a few more poke booms for us, but I guess we'll never know. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be playing, man. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I have no hope for Pogba, Mario. Forget it. This guy's forget it, buddy. He doesn't have.
The problem is
bandit.
Yeah, because Allegri said he might play after the Salernitana against Fiorentina, but is it going to happen? I lose faith, buddy.
Forget that guy, buddy. Forget him. He's a clown. No, he's a buffoon, the guy. He's a clown.
Buffoon, a pagliaccio.
Yeah, forget it. Enough is enough, buddy.
Well, at the other end, you can see people complaining about Lukaku, but at least he put a little bit of effort, even though he's not doing his best. But
At
he's
least
playing even,
at least he's played a few games.
yeah, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, but at least he puts an effort. As much I don't like the guy, but we got to be honest here.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I agree.
I don't know what to tell you. I have no words. It's sad because we should have got to Milinkovic Savage, but then people say, "Oh, it's about the money, this and that." But I don't know. Oh, we should have kept Rovella.
Well, Rovella, we're gonna get next year. He's gonna come back from loan. Milinkovic Savic, I love him. I'd love to have him, but Lotito's never gonna give him up to Juve, buddy.
But you know what bothers me about Lotito? We sold him Luca Pellegrino for peanuts, and he doesn't want to give us a good deal with Milinkovic Savage. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Well,
make sense, man.
we'll see. We'll see in the end of the year. The mercato opens up in the summer. We'll see.
Yeah, if things go well with us, whatever it's happening. Marius said he seems like the type who lives in the snowboat. So if he gets one game, it won't shock me if he scored. But you're right. Let's forget about Pogba. Well, absolutely, my friend. Your buddy Gattuso is mentioned. Gattuso for coach to replace Max. I don't know, man. I said this to Santino when Pirlo was around it, but Santino was like, "Never mind the bullshit. Put me as coach, right, Santino?"
But if I was the coach of Juve, they'd win the Champions League every year, buddy. Every year. I whip them into shape, buddy. Never mind the bullshit.
Like you said at that video. Never mind the bullshit. I'll rip this rim bambino on the ship, right?
100%.
I missed that, man. I like Gattuso too, but we'll see. We all have to see what's going to happen in the summer. In regards to Allegri, I'm not going to say nothing. Allegri in, Allegri out. We got to keep him until the end, and we got to see what happens. Right, Santino?
I agree.
That's all we can do at this moment. Well, we did talk about, because this week was the Coppa Italia. Now, Santino, I'm going to ask you something. Notice that you are a big Serie A fan, Italian fan. You love Serie A with heart. Like, who touches the Serie A? Tocca la morte. What are your thoughts? Where is this going to? With all this drama going on, what were your thoughts in Italian soccer? Is it going down or up? Because a lot of people are saying that Italian soccer is finito. You know, I even told you about this on the chat. So, what are your thoughts, my friend?
Well, this is a difficult question to answer, but I'm going to touch on different things.
Yeah, touch on different things.
I'm going to touch on different things. So, to answer your question, if you're asking me the product on the field, the league itself, when I watch, I think it's amazing.
Okay. I agree with you.
The drama, I like how the stadios are full, which wasn't the case before. This year, especially, every game I watch, usually it's full stadiums, which I love to see. When it comes to passion and it comes to the tifosi and the fans,
oh yeah, we'll get into that too.
Italy's not numero uno. You watch EPL, they're sitting down watching the games like they're at the movie theater.
I saw today Chelsea and Fulham. No excitement.
Buddy, when you watch a Milan derby or a Torino derby or a Juve Inter or a Napoli Roma, you watch the atmosphere in the stands and you see what's going on, buddy. It's nuts. It's havoc.
I know.
In that retrospect, for me, Italy's the best when it comes to passion, the derbies, the noise, the crowd. Okay. Now, the competition in Serie A, another thing I like, and I told you this before, if you look at the other leagues, okay, we're going to see the EPL, we know is the best league because of the money, the revenue.
Yeah, because
that's not an argument. We're gonna
This
get to
year,
that.
300 million just on January transfer.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna
Okay,
get to
okay. So, sorry, bro.
No,
Sorry.
no, you're right though. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna touch on that.
okay.
EPL we know is number one. But if you look at the other leagues, let me see what Mario says. There's no soccer without Italian soccer. The main teams from Italy are part of soccer's history. The league can't crumble. Exactly. But when it comes to, if you look at the other leagues, if you look at Germany, Bayern Munich wins every fucking year. I think it's going to be 10 in a row after this year.
Yeah.
In France, Ligue 1,
There you
PSG,
go now.
PSG wins every fucking year. There's no point to watch it. There's no competition. You already know. In Germany, Bayern Munich's going to win. In France, PSG is going to win. In Spain, there's only two teams, either Real Madrid or Barcelona. That's it. Nobody else is going to fucking win. Take your
Yeah.
fucking pick.
Yeah,
Okay?
Atletico Madrid. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think they won once in the last 10 years, but we
Yeah,
know
Champions League too with
we
Simeone.
know in Spain it's either Real Madrid or Barcelona. That's it.
Barcelona. Yeah.
Now, in England, the same fucking team wins every year, Manchester City. Now, this year Arsenal's been on the top all year.
Yeah,
Are
they're
they
still
gonna,
on top.
are they going to win it at the end? You ask me, I think Manchester City at the end, they're going to win it again. It's going to be the fifth time in the last 6 years. The same team wins every year. Might you understand what I'm saying? In Italia,
Yeah.
hold on, Ashpet. In Italia,
Okay.
Juve won
9 years in a row.
after that. So the last year that they won, Juve, the last 4 years, Juve,
Yeah.
Inter, Milan, and now Napoli. 4 different teams in the last 4 years have won the Campionato. No other league can say that. So in the competition, when I talk about watching a league to say who's going to win, Serie A is number one or at the top because all the other leagues you can predict who's going to win.
Already.
The last 4 years we don't know who's going to win. It's been 4 different teams. Now we're going to touch on EPL.
Okay.
The English Premier League, which it's not, let's be honest, guys, it's not called the English Premier League. It's called the Super League now. Okay? Like Reno said, Chelsea, listen how fucking disgusting. I'm going to say something so disgusting to you guys. It's only the truth. I only tell you
That's the truth. I believe you.
Chelsea spent over $350 million just in January.
Plus the summer.
Never mind the summer, just in January.
Yeah, it's over 600 million.
That's more money on one team in 1 month than La Liga, Serie A, Liga, Bundesliga. You know how fucking disgusting that is?
That is disgusting because
now I'm going to say another thing here. Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, talking about Chelsea, just to close it up.
Yeah.
They already spent, I think, over 100 to Enzo Fernandez. And today they couldn't even manage to beat Fulham, the other team I watched today. They were at 0-0 and they're 9th place.
That's
They
disgusting.
spent 600 million total from the summer now.
That's disgusting, okay?
That is disgusting, bro.
Now, EPL, you got teams like Manchester City who spend 100 to $200 million a year. Manchester United, 100 to $200 million a year. Chelsea, they spent this year, summer and January, over $600 million. Newcastle, they got a new owner. They're spending big money. Liverpool spends big money. But guess what, Reno? I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Of all these big teams that spend in England, which team this past summer that just passed, what team do you think spent the most money in England? What do you think?
Through all these teams, I think Man City, bro. They spent a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of money on Haaland and company.
Good answer. You know what? You want me to tell you the real answer, though?
Okay.
Arsenal.
Arsenal spent more money?
Arsenal spent the most. So
okay.
So this is how fucking disgusting this is, too. A team that's not even in the Champions League has spent more money this past summer than any team in the EPL. Not even Manchester. They outspent Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea. Arsenal spent the most this summer.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, what has to happen they have to have a salary cap or some kind of spending limits. Because the way it's going now, you might as well shut down all the fucking leagues.
Yeah, because it's too much, man.
Oh, Reno, you don't have to be fucking Einstein. If the Super League, because I don't call it the EPL anymore, it's the Super League, let's be honest. If the Super League continues like this, Chelsea spent 600 million between summer and January.
Yeah.
What's to say next year, the year after, they spend 800 or 1 billion?
It's going to collapse.
Well, but Reno, if the teams are spending 600 million in the next 3 to 5 years, what's stopping them from spending 1 billion? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I know what you mean.
if that happens, Real Madrid doesn't spend that fucking money. Barcelona doesn't. Real Madrid's the best team in the world. They don't even spend that money. Chelsea spent more money this January than Real Madrid did in the last 3 years. And Real Madrid's the best team in the history of soccer, my friend. So if
they win 14 champions, so you can't say nothing, man.
If the EPL, this is my point, if the EPL is going to continue to do this, you might as well shut down all the fucking leagues because nobody can compete. Real Madrid would not be able to compete. Barcelona, Juve, Inter, Real Madrid, PSG. PSG spends, but the league on its own, as a whole, the EPL is spending 9 times what the other leagues are spending. 9 times. So shut down if that's the way it's going to go, if you're not going to have a salary cap and you can spend 600, 700, 800 million, shut down the other fucking leagues because eventually they're not going to be able to compete. I'm telling you now. I know that the English teams, they choke in Europe usually, but the way it's going, the next 3 to 5 years, if they spend like this, no league can compete, my friend. Shut them all down. Shut them all down. Just call the EPL the Super League and put maybe the teams from Italy, Germany, and France, put them in that fucking stupid league, and that's it, because it's not fair. It's an unfair playing field. You can't have teams in one league spending 600 million a year and fucking teams in other leagues spending 40 million, 50 million. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, I believe you, but they talked about it this week that they approved the Super League, which Juventus, Barcelona, and Real Madrid are not going to be jeopardized the UEFA. So I don't know how is that going to work.
Reno, the Super League already exists, Magabish.
So whatever they said this week, I understand, but
the Super League is here already. It's in England.
So that doesn't mean whatever they said. What Daniele was going to do in common.
Do you know a team called Bournemouth or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah, the one that Zaniolo is supposed to go.
Okay. You know that team was in Serie B, I think, last year, the year before. You know that, right?
I think so. I heard that they're not a good team.
Okay. You know that team, if they want to keep Weston McKennie, they can have the option to buy him for $30 million.
Well, he's at Leeds now, McKennie.
No, is it Bournemouth or Leeds?
No, Leeds. Leeds. Okay. That's Leeds.
Even better. Leeds, another Mickey Mouse team that's at the bottom of this English league.
Yeah, American coach is there.
The point I'm making is they have the ability to spend 30 million if they want to sign McKennie on a full basis. A team that's a Mickey Mouse team like that. Other leagues can't do that. You think a team in Italy like Genoa can have the to spend $30 million on a Weston McKennie?
They said the same thing at IFTV, something like this.
What does Mario say here?
Forgive this ridiculous question, but does the winner of the Europa League automatically qualify for the next Europa League? My heart is broken that we get to compete the Champions League next year.
Mario, if Juve win the Europa League, if Juve win the Europa League, they automatically go to the Champions League. But
we have a guest.
They might ban us from Europe, so we don't know.
Let's hope not. We have a special guest, Nick Cardone in the house.
Hi everyone. Ciao ragazzi.
Zio Nick.
Our savior. You came in the right time in this conversation.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Nick, if you're wearing a Chelsea shirt, I'm gonna walk out right now. Eh?
No, don't worry. We're good.
Well, Nick, we talked a little about the Coppa Italia, but we were in this discussion that me and you discussed, and you even discussed with Alberto about how the Italian situation is going, and about Santino's thoughts. Santino had a nice riassunto. He said perfectly well said what he said. What are your thoughts? Because you keep on saying that Italian soccer might go down, because even what's happened with Juventus, because we all know, for me, if Juventus lose, so they're trying to find a way to kick them out, Serie è finito, ragazzi.
Yeah. So basically, what Reno was saying. So right now you have the -15. They're doing the investigation for the salary maneuvers. So let's
We were
just
talking about the Italian soccer in general, not just Juventus, Italian soccer in general, and what was Santino
Yeah.
was saying about the Premier League. And
I was saying, Nick,
uh,
I was saying, Nick, that it's disgusting that the Premier League, the EPL, the English Premier League, which I call the Super League now, you have teams like Chelsea that spent over $600 million already this year with the summer transfers and winter. Manchester City spending over 150. Manchester United 150 million. Newcastle with these new owners, they can spend 100 million. When you got these teams in England spending ridiculous amounts of money, I'm telling Reno, in the next 3 to 5 years, if this continues, you might as well shut down all the fucking leagues, buddy. Because Real Madrid, Chelsea spent more money just in January than Real Madrid spent in the last 3 years. So you might as well shut all the leagues down and just have one league called the Super League, which it already is to me. And that's it, because it's what England is doing. It's all fine and dandy. Okay, it's a big product. They got money. It's the best league. I agree. But what they're doing, they're ruining soccer, my friend. There's got to be some kind of a salary cap or spending limit. You cannot do this. It's ruining soccer.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I actually had a friend.
well, even in our hand, Italy, well, with Gravino, what they're doing with the FGC, they're not changing anything. They keep the old school mentality of this corruption. I think Nick will confirm with me.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a friend who follows Premier League who was saying the same exact thing as you, Santino. He says they got to do something. UEFA and FIFA have to step in, otherwise it's going to get out of control. Agnelli said the same thing. But what's happening, the real problem with Italy is this, because I actually do truly believe Italy does have the market to and the tools to get maybe not quite where the Premier League is, but if you go back to the 90s and the 2000s, Serie A was the best league in the world. Now, 20 years later, it's a totally different story for many reasons we could discuss. But right now, we're really shooting ourselves in the foot. Never mind Juve, but simply with these investigations. Like Santino said, all the money Chelsea spends, all the money Manchester City spends. And there's a few reasons for that. Number one, Chelsea, they're smart. What they do is they amortize the value. They take the amortized value of the transfer, spread it over 8 years, which is how they can meet fair play regulation. These English teams, because of the market, they also have insane capital, not capital gains, simply
Billions,
capital.
like billions of dollars, man. It's ridiculous.
So they are meeting fair play. Fair play isn't a salary cap. It's simply just rules of how you can spend your money, and it's also based on your team's income. So yeah, Santino's exactly right. But the biggest thing that's bothering me is that Italian teams are trying to use the same tricks to keep up, and what happens? We start going to war, start taking away points from teams. And look, they're investigating other teams. I do think a few other teams are going to get some penalties, especially Napoli with the Osimhen deal, it sounds like.
Yeah, but it's not going to be that aggressive like us, I don't think.
Definitely not. But I do think not even Napoli should be penalized. Why is it in Premier League? Why are they not investigating teams?
That's what I
know
said
it's
last
bad
week.
business for the teams. They don't want to do that to their teams because they know it's just bad for the league. Just let them play and battle it out on the field.
That's not fair.
They're smart in England. They protect their teams. They know if they start doing this, they're going to open up a can of worms, just like Italy. Italy is, the test subject for everything for everyone. They see us mess it up, and then they don't do it.
I don't know what to say. I definitely have no words. I even told Santina, I'm pretty much. There's times I don't even want to watch the serie because you see this things and it just drives me nuts. Because it's not soccer anymore. It's just about politics, money. And they're destroying what we love.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Go ahead, Santino.
If an Italian club, hypothetically, won the Champions League this year, would it put Italy back on the map or no? What do you think?
Maybe it'll put it back in the map.
Nick?
It's gonna take a while, but yeah.
I maybe a little bit. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I do think that a lot of people. It would definitely help the league's following. I don't know if it would necessarily put us back in contention for the top leagues and totally change everything for us. Yeah, you might get some more people watching the league, which generates more money. And then the team, whoever wins, is going to generate a lot more fans, which will be good for them. But so could it help? 100%. Is it going to be game changing? I don't think so.
The reason why I say that is I'm looking at the top teams in Europe this year. And for me, and I'm not being biased, I think Napoli is the best team in the world right now. I think
a lot of people said it.
I think Manchester City has a great team and they got a great striker in Haaland. But right now, they're not playing the best football. Bayern Munich, great team. They're not playing the best football. You know what I mean? Napoli, to me, right now, I'm not saying they're going to win. It's a very tough competition, and it's the hardest competition.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, I think Napoli's got a good shot, and they're playing the best football right now. And if they win the Champions League, people got to start fucking
open up their eyes.
Well, I'm not saying you got to say Italy's number one. No, but if Napoli win the Champions League, that means that the team in your league is the best team in the world. That's the number one competition. So you gotta give respect if that happens. I'm not saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. People need to keep their mouth shut. They start respecting us more.
Buddy,
Because at the end, England, yes, they're spending all this money, but their national team is caca. Straight up.
Who won the Champions League last year?
Real Madrid.
Who did they beat?
Liverpool. You remember? Liverpool dominated that game. Like you said.
Did you see Napoli versus Liverpool at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadio, buddy, in the Champions League?
4-1.
Did you see what Napoli did to the finalists of the Champions League last year?
They demolished it.
You saw that? Okay.
To be fair, Liverpool has been absolute trash this year.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But have you seen Napoli play this year?
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, look, I definitely agree. It was the same thing with Atalanta a few years ago. All right, they play well together. They have a game plan. It works. But I'm telling you right now, and maybe let's hope I'm wrong, but Napoli are not winning the Champions League. Again,
I'm not saying they will. This is very tough. But if Manchester, so who do you think? Manchester City, Bayern Munich? Who's your pick?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say City. You can't count out Real Madrid either with Ancelotti and it's Real Madrid in the Champions League.
Okay, so let's take Real Madrid. You just mentioned them. Do you honestly think if Real Madrid right now went to Napoli and the Diego Armando Maradona Stadio in the Champions League played, you don't think Napoli has a chance to beat them?
They have a chance to beat them.
The way Napoli's playing right now, Real Madrid's not even playing good. You just said Liverpool's not playing good. Real Madrid's not playing good. They're second in the league. I think 3 or 5 points per Barcelona.
Well, even Man City, they've been losing with shitty teams.
Man, that's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make.
So,
anything can change because in the Champions League, you get better as the tournament goes. But I've been watching Napoli all year. They've been consistent all year. And when their players are healthy and they're on their game, especially at home, I don't think anybody can beat them at home, my friend. That's me.
But here's the thing, and this is my philosophy. I
Okay.
think they are, in a way, they peak too early. Um, I think we see it with any team. We saw it with Atalanta too. You take a good coach like Ancelotti, he figures out the tactics. Doesn't matter if the players are executing the tactics perfectly. If a team breaks them, splits open their tactics, and Ancelotti can do that. It's game over. And it could also work the other way, where Spalletti too does a great job and breaks Real Madrid's tactics. But I think at that level, and the experience of the players in a big game, even on 1v1 battles, like if you compare the players on paper, one-on-one, on paper, Real Madrid's a better team. And I think 1v1 battles in the Champions League are a big deal. I honestly, I definitely agree. Napoli, they play the most attractive. They pass the eye test, for sure. They definitely do. But I just don't see them being able to still handle Real Madrid or Manchester City. Maybe a
La
Barcelona.
Palletonda. Anything can happen, Nick.
Can you guys imagine if Juventus win the Europa League? Because they
Oh,
still
I
no,
know
hold on.
that.
On paper, Juve still got a talented team, my friend. If Pogba plays, Vlahovic is 100%, Chiesa is 100%, Di Maria, Kostic, Locatelli, Brem, they got good players, buddy. Can you imagine if Juve win the Europa League and
I only hope.
somehow Napoli make the final or win the Champions League? It's possible. I'm not
Well,
saying it can happen. It's possible.
last year Villarreal made it to the semifinal. So anything can happen. Maybe it's our luck.
Well, I mean, to my point too. On paper, you compare Juve and Napoli to paper, just purely player to player in each position. You could make a legitimate argument that Juve is the better team.
Yeah.
Okay, clearly we know based off the season that's not true this year. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of it comes down to the coach and tactics, but that's
Exactly,
a whole other
because
conversation.
I don't want to get into Mr.
Yeah.
Trugina because he's been terrible. But the thing is this, everybody's complaining about Spalletti. Oh, he's going to do the Spalletti effect, because we all know with Inter, Roma back in the day, he gets close and then he loses. But this is his year now. There's no excuses. We can say, because they took up 15 points, but even with those 15 points, I don't think you would have catch up with Napoli.
No, definitely not this year.
No.
Not this year. No.
Sorry to change topic here, boys, but did you guys hear about Luciano Moggi?
That's come on. That's not even worth mentioning. That's just another reason why. Like, this is the things we give attention to. Come on.
Did you hear, Reno? They might investigate or something. He was seen at Napoli Juve under 21 or under 19 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, under 21. That's what I heard, yeah.
Yeah, Moggi's supposed to be banned. He cannot be seen in Italy for any games. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I hope it's just like Nick said.
Rumors.
Yeah.
Well, no. So, like, they can't. What can they do? Moggi's allowed to go to games. So if Moggi buys a ticket to a game and shows up in the stadium, I think he's allowed to do that. The issue was he saw someone he knew and they let him on the pitch.
On the ground, yeah. Which he can't. He was banned, right? For life.
Right, but like,
yeah,
he can get in trouble for that. He wasn't working. Like, come on. Like, at most, give a fine. Are we really gonna waste our breath on this? I don't know. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
And regarding the salaries, the rumors are 20 points. If
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a safe bet. That's gonna happen.
So if that happens, then we're Serie B then. 15, then we already got minus another 20. We're going to Serie B.
Well, I heard they might give back the 15 and then take off 20. So I don't know.
If that happens, that's okay, I guess. But I don't know. Are they going to take off that 15 punti, buddy?
Look, if you ask me, I think the way it's going, Juve gets back the 15.
Yeah.
But then they're gonna take the 20 away, and you know what, I I do think here's my only issue with taking off the 20. Look, Juve definitely made a mistake with the salaries, not with the plusvalenza. Forget about the plusvalenza. But with the salaries, they definitely made a mistake. However, Serie A has no rules against what they did.
Yes, non è un reato. That's what
Right.
bothers me.
There's no rule for what they did. As long as you Serie A, the only rule is as long as you pay the players, it's fine. Champions League, with fair play, they have rules. All right. So if we get a year ban from Europe, okay, I'd be more upset with Juve themselves for doing it to themselves. I actually wouldn't be too upset with UEFA for that because based off what I've read, I think a 1 year ban from Europe is actually fair. However, Serie A has no rules against those salary maneuvers that they did.
I think it had something to do because they're
That's what I
publicly
heard
traded.
too.
They're publicly traded on the stock exchange.
Well, so that would mean criminal penalties for Agnelli, Nedved, all of those. But what's the sporting connection? There's no sporting connection.
Well, that's where you just said the lawyers will come in and probably give the 15 points back because of what you just said, right?
Well, so no, that's a separate thing. The 15 is for plusvalenza.
Oh, I thought that's what we're talking about.
Oh, that's the capital gains.
Yeah.
Right? Salary maneuver is different.
Yeah, that's next month they're going to investigate that.
Next month of March.
Yeah.
So we have salary maneuvers, which is different.
No, I'm talking about the capital gains.
Oh, okay. So with the capital gains,
yeah.
So the capital gains have nothing to do with being publicly traded.
They just did this to penalize Agnelli because what he did, and they're all against Juve.
I mean, yeah. So with the minus 15, look, everybody does this. Every team does it. They say there were wiretaps. The only issue they found was wiretaps. Juve admitting they inflated values to meet the fair play regulations. However, if you want to buy, I don't know, Pinsodio for 100 million from me, and someone's stupid enough to pay 100 million for Pinsodio, how is that illegal?
Yeah.
You read so much different things. I also heard that Chiellini was discussing it on WhatsApp.
You're confusing things, man. That's salary maneuvers. Do you know what I mean?
And then I also heard about something about they're publicly traded on the stock exchange. That's why the league came down on them because it becomes like a criminal.
Well, so that's again salary maneuvers. All right, that has the Chiellini and being publicly traded, paying employees' salaries has to do with being publicly traded. There are legal regulations and fair play regulations. Plusvalenza, the capital gains, is a whole separate issue. That has to do with player market value and the transfer market.
So you're saying that all the teams mostly do it then?
Oh, everyone does it. And not only that, one team can't do it without another team helping. So example, Pjanic, Arthur.
Yeah, that's
another example. Osimhen to Napoli. They bought Osimhen and then they inflated the value of all their youth players. To sell them off. And that was part of the deal.
I heard that.
Look, if it was within the rules. Right now, what do you think Chelsea is doing? That's just exactly what they're doing.
But they don't get punished because they bring the money. That's why.
And but they don't get punished because it's not against the rules. It's a loophole, all right? And you can make the argument it's not right, but it's not against the rules. There's no rule that says you can't do that. If they want to go and change the rules because they don't think it's right, okay, change the rules and say from here on out. But right now, there is no rule. And, Obviously, we can talk about the bias against Juve. It's always against us. They just want to punish Agnelli. However, I don't think any team, Napoli, Milan, whoever, should get punished for plusvalenza.
Well, hopefully they give the 15 points back. I know they got the lawyers working on it,
So, personally, I actually do think we'll get the 15 points back, especially because what they're saying is, look, CONI, the appeal court, can only overturn the appeal for a mistake in the process, or they can confirm it. So what they're claiming is that Kine, the prosecutor, purposefully hid evidence or didn't present evidence that would help Juve in this case. So if Juve can prove that evidence was withheld at the first trial, that's an automatic goodbye. Even if the allegations were true or a rule was broken, that's an automatic dismissal.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I wonder when we'll find out. And why would they deduct points off the current campaign? Don't you think?
Like I said, hearing rumors too, and you keep on for me. Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense because they did that to penalize Agnelli because he went against
in the middle of
UEFA.
a season. You deduct 15 points in the middle of a season. That's disgusting, buddy.
That is disgusting. Only to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to understand. And I was also reading that the article the league cited they violated, the regulations actually say that you're only supposed to deduct 4 points. So my question is, I actually want to know, how do they decide how many points? Someone just decides arbitrarily? No, there has to be a written rule that's saying if you do this, then it's minus this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, buddy.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, a lot of drama. Serie A and drama go hand in hand, buddy. It's been like this for years.
Yeah, and you know what?
Bro.
Some pretty anti-Juve people, Cassano, Ariema.
Yeah, they agree. They agree with us.
They even said, like, come on, let's be real now.
Yeah.
Because there was a avvocato, a lawyer. His name is Itri Ieri. He's a avvocato of the penalizzazione, whatever, which is a Milanista. He hates Juventus. This is what he said. Calcisticamente parlando, la Juventus lo detesto. I hate Juventus, sportivamente speaking. Motivi della Juve, the reasons for the Juve, it seems like an environment while we live in our country, which is Italy, of justice. You know, you do this to me, so now we're going to go against it. It's all about justice and ruffianismo and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully justice.
Because Gravina, he cleans his hands, but how come Gravina is always with the Inter president? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's just to my... Then he, after what this happened, he posted that sign of the minus 15 Juventus stem, him and his wife, Gravina, that pezzo di merda there. Right, Nick? Or I'm wrong?
I actually, this is the first I'm hearing that. I don't know, actually.
That's what I've been hearing, because Gravina did not like what Agnelli did towards him and, you know, with the UEFA. Then, what he's doing with the Italian soccer, he's not doing anything very good. That's why we don't go through the World Cup. So, I don't know. Hopefully better for this time.
Yeah, that's what, I don't know if you agree, Santino. I had a lot of people say, I told you know this, who say, you guys in Italy, you fight and have a civil war like this. No wonder why you guys don't make 2 World Cups. Instead of worrying about working together for the Nazionale, this is what you do.
Well, look what's happening right now. You know, with this Juventus situation, over 500,000 people canceled the Zone and everything. Like, and people are just going nuts. Like, you hear the Italians, the Juventini, are saying Forza Spagna, they don't cheer for Italy. Like, it's too much, man.
Yeah, I have different views than you guys when
Yeah,
it comes to
I agree with that. I will never say Forza Spagna because Italy. No, 100%.
I think
It's just
I
too
think
much over there.
I think Italy actually has a very good team and has nothing to do with the bullshit. Because if Italy was Fascivo, like most people are saying, and the league and the fans are the reason why there's no success for the last two World Cups, I say to you this: the last Euro Cup, Italy smashed everybody and what lifted the trophy in Wembley. Not last summer, the summer before.
Yeah,
If you're Fascivo, you don't do
yeah,
that.
2021.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, the Nations League. Italy's in the semifinals, my friend. They beat
Yeah,
Belgium. Now they're going to play, I believe, Spain.
yes,
And
that's what I'm saying. People are cheering
number
for
three,
Spain because they don't want to cheer for Italy because what's going on with the Serie A Compagnia Bella. For me, that's
number
wrong.
number three, the World Cup that just passed. If you guys remember, Italy was first place all year in their standings. They had Switzerland in their standings, Bulgaria. Italy was number one all year. The only reason why they didn't make it, and I told Reno this, is because that
Yeah,
Mortadellami, Jorginho, all he had to do was score one out of those two penalty shots. He missed two of them. And then it led to the playoff. Then we got paired off against Macedonia. That's a different story. They lost. If Jorginho would have scored the penalty at two chances in two different separate games, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Italy was
true.
first place in qualifying all year, my friend. All year. And that's why they didn't make the World Cup. Had nothing to do with the players are not good. They got lucky. No, Italy was first. They won the Euro, and they're in the semifinals in the that tournament there, Nations
Yeah,
League.
yeah.
So you can't say to me Italy is no good. Don't say that to me because it doesn't make any sense.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying what people are saying. I
No,
did not say
but
that.
I'm not saying they're not good.
No, I
I'm
did not say
saying,
that, Santino. I'm
like,
just saying.
imagine. So, like you said, we won at Wembley. Okay, we've won 4 World Cups. We're the second most successful national team. All right, but instead of wasting all the resources, because all of this costs money and everything comes down to the money, and the FIGC spent all this money in investing in the youth development of Italian players all these years since 2006, and spent all that money on training and whatever they have to do to support the Nazionale. Imagine where we could be right now. Imagine if you didn't put all this stress on the players through all of
Well,
this.
yeah, that helps. That's a good point you're making too. Absolutely. But I don't like when people say that Italy's shit. You don't make World Cups. You're not good. That doesn't make sense to me for the things I just told you previously. And
Oh,
that's it.
100%, man. I no, definitely. We talked about it. Look, it was
No, I
just
agree.
also some bad luck.
I watched the Euro Cup every game twice. Italy was. You ask even the English pundits, whatever the fuck you say it. You ask them. They even said Italy was the best team in that tournament. Okay, they beat
Nobody denied that,
they
Santino.
beat
I never
Belgium. They
denied
beat
that.
England. They were the best team in that tournament. That was two
Yes.
summers ago. We're not talking about 20 years ago. That was 2 summers ago. Okay. In the qualifying, like I said, they were first place in qualifying the whole year. And then you seen what happened to Jorginho. He couldn't score penalty. All of a sudden, he can't score penalty shots anymore. He was the best in the world, and he can't score them anymore. If he would have popped one of those in, we're not having this conversation, boys and girls. Italy's in the World Cup. Okay? The Nations League, they just beat Belgium. They're in the semifinals. Now, my issue with Italy is two things. The first thing is what Nick just said, too much pressure on the players and all the bullshit, which I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%, I agree with you, Nick. The other problem I have is that Italy, the development of midfielders in Italy, beautiful. I can name you 20 midfielders that can start for Italy. They're amazing. Young talent. Barella, Tonali,
Barella non si tocca.
Fratesi, Pellegrini. I can go on and on. Midfield, they're strong. They don't develop strikers. That's what fucking keeps me up at night, my friends. They got no number, la numero nove, buddy. They got none. They got wingers. Chiesa, Raspadori, Politano. They got wingers. They don't got the striker, the number 9, buddy. That's my problem.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a very European thing. Obviously, the top European teams, they all have at least their one guy. But if you look compared to the South Americans, South America, it's the opposite. It's all strikers.
Yes.
All strikers.
Yes.
And it's a cultural thing. Why? Europe is generally more affluent, wealthier country, so it's all about tactics and everything. So usually the best tactical players end up in the midfield, and usually the most individually skilled, the ones who do all the fancy moves and run the fastest, play like that. In South America, that's how they learned to play growing up. They don't have all the tactical organization and all the academies.
1 second, guys. I gotta go to the washroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I mean, Nick, what do you like? Who, like, right now, let's just say hypothetically a World Cup started today. Who would be Italy's number 9? Like, who?
Yeah.
Scamacca? Keane?
No,
Immobile?
definitely not Keane.
That's a scary thought, man.
Yeah. Let's taking Immobile and Belotti out of the picture. Just, I think you probably put in Scamacca.
And even he's not top of his game right now. Maybe he will in the future. Maybe what Italy's got to do is play with Chiesa and Raspadori together up top at this point because they don't have a true number 9.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the answer. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. You kind of do a 2-striker thing, play off, but you still, with that, you need a number 9 with good hold-up play.
I agree with you.
You still need it. You saw it all the years of Conte and Allegri, and even but even in the Euros with Immobile too, he at least had the hold-up play. You see it too with Inter, with when they won the Scudetto with Lukaku, his hold-up play.
Yeah.
You see it with Higuain. I mean, Higuain put in a lot of goals too, but hold-up play.
Even when we had Mandzukic there with Juve when we won the Scudetto.
Mandzukic was excellent, and that guy would go. He was a workhorse. He would come back and defend.
Yeah.
And
they got to develop. They got to do a better job. That's my one negative take for the national team. They got to do a better job on developing strikers. I mean, who's there's an African American kid who plays in. It's Italian. Plays in England. It's pretty good. Gnotto. Do you know this kid?
Gnonto.
He's looking good, but I don't know if he's a natural number 9. But he's a young talent. He looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think it's early to tell. It's good that Mancini's letting him play. But here's what I'm saying. Mancini recently criticized all the teams in Italy. Every team in Italy. He said, you guys do not let young players play enough.
Develop, yeah.
He says, you guys have to play the young players. And right now, Juve is doing it also because we need to, which is great. With Miretti, Fagioli, Sule, Ealing, all these guys, which is excellent. But other than that, like Phil Foden, how do you think Phil Foden got good?
No.
Because they put him in and they let him play. Who else is Vinicius? Why did he get so good? Mbappe, why did he get good? Because, occasionally you have to take the gamble and it pays off. Mbappe would not be where he is today, or even Holland, if their teams didn't play them. It's as simple as that. You got to let them play.
Yeah. Well, those guys are different because they were already super talents when they came in, where Fagioli, Miretti are good, but Vinicius and Haaland and Mbappe at 16, 17, they're already breaking records in their youth teams, right?
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. There, you gotta give the youth a chance too. So I mean,
exactly. That's what I always keep on saying.
You know who's good too though for defense for the Azzurri? There's a young kid in Atalanta is good, eh?
You guys know Kanya?
No. He's a defenseman. I forget his name. He's scoring goals. And he's a defenseman. I think he plays for Atalanta. He's young. He's a defenseman. He's good, man. Inter wants to replace him when Skriniar goes. Scalvini. Hold on.
Salvini. Inter wanted to get to Demiral.
No. Scalvini. He's Italian.
But I heard they wanted to get Demiral from
Yeah.
Atalanta. But I think Scalvini you're talking about.
Yeah. He's good. He's
Let
gonna
me
be on
check.
the Azzurri. He'll be on the Azzurri, buddy.
Well, that's what we need, bro. These young kids. Atalanta, let me see. I'm
Scalvini.
curious. I think it's Scalvini. Yeah, he's the blondie, whatever. Atalanta, news players.
Yeah, Scalvini. Giorgio Scalvini. I see it here.
Oh, you got it before me?
Yeah. Scalvini. He's
Scalvini.
good, man. He's 19 years old. He's tall. He starts for Atalanta. He's got 2 goals already.
Okay, I can find.
He's only played 16 games.
Oh, Giorgio Scalvini. Okay, yeah.
He's good. And Gatti, too, is looking pretty good for Juve.
He's up and down.
I've seen some games. He's played good.
Yeah,
He's
still.
He's young, man. He
He's
definitely
young,
needs work,
that's the
but you
thing.
gotta let him play.
Well,
I like him, but he still needs the experience for the Serie A.
and of course, our goalie for the national team.
Perin,
No, Perin.
Donnarumma.
Donnarumma, buddy.
How
Yeah.
did he
Even
get there?
bro, even Perin is good. Give him time.
He's not young, though. He's old.
But he's still good, buddy.
I like Meret over Perin
Merit.
for Napoli.
Yeah. But Perin,
Yeah, I like Perin's good, too. But for me,
better to keep him, not Shinsky. Because Shinsky recently is pissing me off, man.
Donnarumma is gonna have the gloves between the sticks for many years to come, buddy. He's young, amazing.
Well, as long as he doesn't smonta la testa, he loses his mind because, with all this money he's making.
And then my buddy on the left wing for the Azzurri, plays for Inter. What's his name? Marino. I always talk about him.
That DiMarco.
Di Marco.
Yeah, I
buddy.
like him too. I never
Beautiful
said anything
player.
bad.
Beautiful player.
No, I even said at the beginning of the podcast when we were talking about Atalanta. I always liked DiMarco. He been good even at the Nations League.
He's amazing. His crosses and his free kicks, amazing.
Yeah, buddy. I never said anything bad about DiMarco. I know people think I'm anti-interista, but I tell them you guys are wrong.
Barella, another beautiful player.
Oh yeah, Barella. But even the other defensive, DiMarco from Inter, the one that scored, he's growing. Yeah.
Just the number 9 is my.
No, what's that guy's name? Not DiMarco Sor. What the hell am I talking about? I'm getting confused with these freaking names. Darmian. He's Italian, right?
Yeah, but he's
Midfield
old. He's 31, I think.
Yeah, but he's still.
He's not a midfield. He's a wing. Plays on the right wing.
He's not a defenseman.
Yeah, he can play defense. He can play defense. He can play on the right
defense.
wing. Yeah, but he's not a midfielder.
I'm mistaken. No. I'm just in the defense. He's good. Like he's been showing his interest.
Yeah, we'll see. What about Zaniolo? What's going on with Roma? They out of the team or what?
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on there. He should take that opportunity at Bournemouth for me if he didn't want to stay to Roma.
What do you think, Nick?
I really have no clue. It seems like he's just too much consumed by controversy off the pitch, and that his head's just not there because of everything that's happening off the pitch. But it was crazy. Bournemouth were about to pay, 30 million for Zaniolo?
Yeah, because they
What
didn't want to
place are
sell to Milan.
What place are they in
Yeah,
the
I know.
Premier League? And they're spending 30 million.
That's
on
what I
Yeah,
was saying. That's what I was saying. It's the Super League, buddy. When you got teams like that spending 30 million potentially, that's disgusting, buddy. It's disgusting, buddy. It's disgusting.
I know too
Although,
much.
let me tell you, Santino, too, though. Since all the Scudettos Juve won, they spent over 800 million just in Italy.
You know the difference between that is, Nick?
Yeah.
That's the best team in Italy. You're talking about a team in England that's probably just got promoted a year or two ago. That's the difference.
That's true.
That's the equal to Genoa or Spezia or Cremonese.
Yeah, Spezia.
Spending 30 million.
Bologna.
Yeah.
Chelsea spent over $600 million this year, my friend.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, from the summer now.
that's insanity. That's insanity.
That's too much.
The way the EPL is going right now, in the next 3 to 5 years, I told just shut all the leagues down because Chelsea spends 600 million now. What's to say next year, the year after, or in 3 years from now, you spend 1 billion? Where do we stop? You know what I mean? What's to say? And if they're spending $800 billion in the transfer market over a year, shut the other leagues down because Real Madrid doesn't even do that. The best team in the universe, okay?
Yeah.
Barcelona doesn't do that. Bayern Munich doesn't do that. Shut the other leagues down and have the Super League like they have now in England. Put Juve in there, Bayern Munich, and that's it. Because the other teams, eventually, they're not going to compete. You cannot compete. It's impossible.
It's too much, man.
You got to have a cap. This is stupid now.
It is. It's going to happen. It's going to crawl down soon.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a time to do a Super League, it'd be now. And you would have to include, obviously, all the teams outside of England, but you'd also have to include like the Portuguese, some French teams that maybe aren't quite at the level, but maybe the Super League would help them get there. Maybe even a Scottish team, the Scottish and the other countries in the UK that do not like England for cultural reasons. Yeah, now would be definitely around now is definitely the time to strike it while the iron's hot.
I don't know what to say.
No.
Pretty interesting life tonight. Lots to say.
Yeah, well, soccer's like The Young and the Restless, buddy. It's a soap opera that never ends.
Yeah. We'll talk about soap opera. No, it's Serie A this week. I'm just going to hand it out for you. Tomorrow, Cremonese Lecce, Roma Empoli, Sassuolo Atalanta. That'll be a good match to watch. The last match of Saturday. Then Sunday, Spezia Napoli, which I think Napoli was smashed in. Torino Udinese, Fiorentina Bologna. Then, of course, the main event, Inter and Milan. What are your thoughts on that one, guys? Is Milan going to get another beating, or this time they're going to manage to win? Because they lost 4 times, Milan. 4 in a row with Inter, Lazio, and Sassuolo. Then they tie with Lecce. So I don't know. I'm a little bit sympathized with Milan. Even last year I liked how they played, but this year, probably una cagata. What are your thoughts?
If you're asking me to choose, I think Inter is going to win the derby.
But what do you think? What do you think about Milan this year, Santino? Nakaka, can they go back?
I told you, Napoli's going to win the Scudetto. Inter's going to finish second, and then it's going to be between Atalanta and Milan for third and fourth.
Okay, so you think somehow they
What about
sneak
Roma?
up for them?
Nah, I don't like Roma.
Mm.
I like Roma. I like them, but I think
Mourinho, not too good.
yeah, they're a little inconsistent, and they're a one-man team. If Dybala doesn't play and he's not on form, they stink. They can't score. They lose. They're garbage. Dybala makes that whole team run.
Oh yeah.
Nobody else does nothing.
Do you guys still miss Dybala?
Yeah.
Well, we could have used them this year, but
I know.
Playing
Hey, I
great.
was the one upset with him, but I do miss him when I see him.
he's
When I
playing
see
great.
Rajoya, my friend.
He's playing great. He's a great player, just injury prone, right?
Well, he hasn't been injured so far.
No, he was. He got hurt taking a penalty shot for Roma, if you remember.
Yeah, but I'm saying since January.
Yeah. He's been pretty good since
Knock on wood. I don't know. Then the last two games, sorry guys. Monday, Hellas Verona Lazio. Monza Sampdoria. This Monza, I'm pretty impressed. Even Palladino, the coach, he did a pretty good job even against us. So we cannot deny he proved Mr. Anti-Calcio over there at Chugina Allegri wrong. So you can't say nothing bad to Mr. Palladino, the Monza coach. And then Tuesday, Salernitana Juventus. I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen. It's not going to be an easy one in home, especially with the pressure, you know?
Nick, what do you think about Pogba?
I mean, look, I mean, you can't predict all of this. People are criticizing him, criticizing the team. The guy's having bad luck. Yes, you could say maybe it was a gamble getting him, but they couldn't have predicted all of this. Like, I think.
Yeah, but he has time to go skiing. He has time to go to Miami. Come on.
Well, I mean, look, skiing.
It's a little bit too much.
One thing, I mean, Miami, when you're on vacation, I mean, a lot of players went on vacation, but I don't think we can judge him until he we see him on the pitch.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna play.
When's that gonna be, Nick? Next year? Next Christmas?
I know, but what I mean, look, it's just an unfortunate thing. You could criticize him, you could criticize the team all you want, but like he doesn't want to be injured. Do you know what I mean?
He's been injured for the last 3 years at Man United. The only good game he had last year was on April with Man United. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
besides the French with the Europe, but that was 2021.
He might be done for soccer forever at 29 years old.
That's what people are saying.
That guy.
It's sad.
That guy slips on a fucking banana peel. He's out for fucking 3 months. He is if you look up in the dictionary walking band-aid, you're gonna see that guy's fucking ugly facha right beside that phrase. Because that fucking guy, I've never seen a guy so injury prone. The guy hasn't played 1 minute for Juve. 1 minute he has not played. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him. I don't know if he was dealing with some black magic. He got it. I don't know what's going on because that's not even bad luck. That's like insanity. What's going on with him? Insanity. I've never seen that before.
No, I believe you, Santino. Yeah, I really believe you.
Yeah, you have to look. You have to feel bad for the guy. I mean, he wants to be.
No, nobody.
He came back
said that,
for passion to Juve because he
Yeah,
loves the
passion,
team,
I get it,
and
but
I respect that so much. That's why.
big mistake getting him. That's my thoughts.
Maybe, but you know what? I respect him because he came back to Juve because he loves Juve and he's a Juventino.
I don't know. I'm sorry to tell you, he's not going to be playing, and you're going to agree with me.
No, we'll definitely see him on the pitch eventually, whether it ends
Yeah,
up being
yeah.
something or not. He'll be on the pitch.
I don't think so. We're gonna see Rovella before we see him.
Well, we'll see.
No, I lost faith, Nick. It's too much. No, it's true, Santino. Even you said the same thing in the summer. At the end, here we came to a conclusion. What I just said.
When we got Pogba, I was going nuts. I love that guy.
Exactly.
I can't stick up from no more, Nick. I can't. I can't.
But yes, but it's injuries. It's not like he's been terrible on the pitch. Look, I think we have to just wait to see what he does on the pitch. That's it. I mean, I guess
he's not going to be on the bench.
It's not. Look, I think here, if you want to be mad at someone, be mad at the management for getting him when you knew the guy was injury prone. But that guy came because he loves the team and wanted to help the team. And, you know, I do believe when he steps on the pitch, he'll give everything for Juve. So, look, I'm not going to be upset with him. Be upset with management.
For me, he's not going to be. That's my thoughts.
We got to see.
Yeah. For me, just get rid of him and that's it.
Reno had enough.
I had enough. I'm sorry. I know most of guys like Nick as a tifoso want to defend this guy, but enough, it's enough. I don't need that guy. If I could get rid of him. We don't need Vagabondia in our team. We already have too much. So that's all I can tell you. We're gonna have Rovella back next year and let the young kids play. No more these Mortodifami, fucking these vagabondis, man. Straight up. I'm just sick and tired. Between him, who else is always injured? Rabiot, this phenomenal recently, probably Nakaka. Like we need some new faces, some people that are into La Maya. You know what I mean?
No, but you know what though? I don't completely agree with Rabiot. Rabiot, maybe he hasn't done anything spectacular, but before the World Cup, he was playing really well.
Yeah, but after that, recently.
But I mean, look, the whole team hasn't been good. He hasn't been particularly bad. If anything, I think he's been one of the better ones. I don't really remember him doing anything specifically that was not
He has
okay.
his ups and downs.
Yeah, for sure.
We just need new faces, Nick.
Look,
let's see what happens in the summer.
I
With
mean,
the new
look, he's done.
management and everything.
We're not going to pay him. He's going to Premier. He wants his payday. He's going to Premier.
Yeah, because he wants 10 million.
Yeah, and someone's going to give it to him in Premier. For Rabiot. Too much for Rabiot. I mean, I'm glad Juve is putting their foot down and said, look, buddy, take it or leave it.
Especially with the new management, they're not going to deal with that.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, guys, or should we wrap it up here? Santina has always the good ideas.
Oh man, I could be here all night.
You can talk all night.
I could talk all night, but Nick probably has some nice Chiquita he's got to attend to.
Oh, you got to. Yeah, that's fine, guys. We can wrap it up, then we can keep it up for next week whenever you guys are free or not. When I'm free.
Yeah, we can whenever you guys are free, buddy.
Definitely.
Yeah, whenever I could keep in touch with you guys and we can chat it up and hopefully see some good news. That's all.
It was a good discussion tonight.
Oh yeah, we talk about everything, so it wasn't just Juve, but Italy, Premier League, which was good to have this conversation about the Serie A in Premier League. So,
well, I don't know if Nick's gonna stay on, but I'm gonna hop off myself.
You're gonna stay on, Nick, or you're done?
Yeah, man. I think we hit everything for this week.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, guys. And ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to my channel, put a like, and I'll bring these two lovely special guests again because they did a wonderful job. Thank you so much, my fellow paisans. And I guess we'll keep in touch for more.
Nick, nice seeing you again, brother. Nick, Reno, ciao,
Yeah,
buddy.
nice seeing you.
I'll see you guys.
Ciao,
buddy.
Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.